continuing the Mike Gallagher Show. It's a very, very big day for religious liberty. It's a very big day for religious freedom. It's a very big day for what's right in this country. And we are very, very honored to welcome on our guest line, as I understand it from the Supreme Court, an attorney who represented the company along with Hobby Lobby, basically against the government, Casey Mattox. Casey, great having you here from Washington, D.C. How are you, sir?
I'm doing very well.
Thanks
for having me on.
Aren't we all? I mean, this is a huge victory. Now, I'm going to ask you to do legal analysis for dummies. Walk us through this in layman's terms. What did the Supreme Court rule on behalf of your clients? What does this mean for America? Just give us an overview of this terrific victory for this country today from the Supreme Court.
Absolutely, and I apologize. Obviously, you will hear noise in the background. That's the exuberance outside the Supreme Court right now. This decision just came down. But basically what the Supreme Court held today is, you may recall that President Obama said, Obamacare, it's the law. And that's been the mantra from the other side, it's the law. What we found from the Supreme Court today, the Supreme Court said, religious liberty, it's the law. That's the law in this country. And when a provision that is actually created by an administrative agency conflicts with the religious liberty, it loses. And so this is as you said, a critical win for religious liberty, for the right of people to exercise their religious faith, even if they go into business and not have to sacrifice their faith when they walk out of church, which seems to be the mentality from the administration that you can have your religious liberty as long as it's inside the four walls of a church building, but once you leave, then you can't. The Supreme Court rejected that outright today and upheld religious liberty in this country, and a critical one.
And that's the part of this ruling that I think is so exciting, Casey, because for too long, this government has insisted that you can have all the religious liberties and freedoms and beliefs you want inside the church. You got to leave them within the four walls of the church when you open a business, when you start a company, because your client, certainly Hobby Lobby, these are profit-seeking businesses. And the Obama administration's position is that if you seek a profit, you don't have any exemption like the Catholic Church would, like a non-for-profit entity would. Well, the Supreme Court has turned the Democrats' belief on this on its ear, right?
It has, and the administration is even more extreme than that because, of course, they even deny protection to nonprofits like the Little Sisters of the Poor, and about another 40 or 50 other nonprofits that have filed these cases around the country that are also being coerced by this mandate. But this clearly is a rebuke for this administration and its treatment of religious liberty as an annoyance rather than a right. And what the Supreme Court today did is to say, look, you don't sacrifice your constitutional First Amendment rights to religious liberty that our founding fathers fought and died for just because you also want to make a living in life. You don't have to choose between your faith and making a living for your family.